Okay, so we planned this perfectly. We were told, go on a Monday. It's quieter. Yeah, about that.
So this is our 7th day in Bogota, roughly, because we arrived on a Thursday, but then we left for Medellin for a couple of days and we came back. We wanted to go to Monserrate before, which is like kind of a high viewpoint. You get to see all the city in Bogota. We wanted to go before going to Medellin, but the problem was the weather wasn't always cooperating. It was more on the raining side and cloudy, but now for the next couple of days, it's showing kind of like a sun and clear skies. Now it's a bit cloudy. We woke up this morning, it was a bit blue, but we're going for it today because it's a Monday. Usually on the weekends it's also very busy. So we're going to try today. We're getting to the Teleférico, so we're going to go up. We could walk it up, but I think it takes a while. It's not like the rock in Guatapé. So we'll see the experience. I think you can go up the Teleférico and then you can go down another way, right? Andrea said that you can go up a certain way and down, so that way you get the two perspectives. So we'll see when we get up, and we'll see what there is to see and how long we'll stay up there.
So we're here at the base of Monserrate. It's called the Tequila Teleférico. You actually see one coming down right now, just behind the building. We were told to come on a Monday because Sunday and Saturday, like weekends, is usually busy, but like the amount of people there is like infernal. And I didn't realize that there was gonna have like this kind of street fair, right? Selling a bunch of stuff. It makes sense. But I did not expect it to be this busy. So let's go ahead and get our tickets and make it to the top. We didn't know it yet, but there was a reason for all of this. Stay with me and I'll explain. So, schedules. Good for the blog, good for the video. Monday to Saturday. Round trip 32,000. Oh, it's not bad. It's like $10. So you have the fast pass and priority boarding, and then here is to purchase the tickets. So we have the ticket booth. There's actually a person working up there, so they actually kind of guide you and tell you. The girl with the yellow jacket up there. If you have any questions. So once you get here, you've got a few options to go up. And we're taking one of the easy ways today. Because you can hike, take a funicular, or a cable car. For those of you renting a car, wanting to park, there's a parking section right there and another parking sign just up here. Not sure how you would do it. It's super congested right now on a Monday morning. When you arrive at the end of the line for the tickets, here's the fast pass, and here's where we buy our tickets. And then we're able to just walk through here afterwards, so we don't have to wait in another line. Despite the amount of people that we noticed, the line wasn't crazy long. But it was definitely more than we expected on a Monday morning. Once you're at the ticket office, they don't assume that you want a round-trip ticket, because you can actually take the Teleférico up and walk down, or vice versa. So you have to decide ahead of time. As for Ellie, she got us round-trip tickets. I have to say, everything's really well organized. Despite not being 100% fluent in Spanish, we managed to understand the flow of things. With our tickets in hand, we walked up the steps and waited for the next Teleférico to come down. La mejor vista é para cá, para lá. Ou é mesmo? Assim? The ride up is quite smooth, but you do have to hold on to something, because it does shake at times. And even with the windows not perfectly clean, you still get a good sense of how massive Bogota is. The camera footage doesn't do it justice. The views are nicer than they appear on camera. Bogota is already high on the altitude level, but this takes it to another level. Once at the top, we tried to understand the layout up here. So as we exited the Teleférico station, we quickly noticed a giant map of Monserrate. Basically, up here, you'll find a few paths leading to the highest point, where you'll find a church. Our friend Andrea also mentioned that there's a restaurant up here, where locals typically go to enjoy a hot chocolate and cheese. Apparently, mixing cheese with everything is one of their traditions. I brought my camera today, so I was hoping to take some pictures. There was one trail that sounded really interesting, where you could spot various species of birds, but it was actually closed for renovations. So we decided to go up the traditional path, the one that represents the journey of Jesus carrying the cross. And you really feel that up here. You see people walking slowly, quietly, and some people stopping to reflect. Even going up this path, we could still hear the Mass. It was a different way to experience it. I felt inspired, so I got my camera out and started taking a few pictures. While Ellie took over the video recording. And this is why we waited to come to Monserrate. Because Bogota weather changes fast. I mean, this isn't Cusco altitude, but you definitely feel it a bit here. Some people even get headaches, shortness of breath, or that feeling of your heart beating in your throat. So once Ellie and I both made it to the top, we decided to grab some Coca tea, which locals say helps with altitude sickness. And Ellie got this kind of empanada thing. Honestly, it was pretty good. So we were catching our breath, sitting on some steps, having the Coca tea and the empanada, and I had a moment to reflect. Why are there so many people here? We were told to come here on the Monday because it's quieter than like on the weekends, especially Sunday because it's like Mass Day. And we wanted to come last Monday, but I think the weather wasn't great and we were traveling the next day, so we just decided, you know what, we still have another week, so we'll go there. And yesterday, an Uber driver was talking in Spanish, and I listened and I understood that it was going to be busy here today, but then Illy didn't understand the same thing. So I ChatGPT'd, why the hell are there so many people here? And here it says, on Monday, March 24, 2025, Bogota is observing the Dia de San Jose, a public holiday in Colombia. So it's not just touristy today, it's also locals. Lots and lots of locals. But it's good, we're celebrating with them, kind of. So that makes sense. Instead of a quiet Monday, we ended up right in the middle of a celebration. Which explained why there were so many locals here. For many of them, this isn't just a visit, it's a meaningful day. The Mass celebration had just ended, so we managed to make our way inside and catch a quick glimpse. We entered the church on the side door, took a quick glimpse around, and as I turned over to the other main entrance, there was this mind-blowing view out there. Suddenly the clouds were dissipating, blue sky was predominant, and the two massive doors opened up to this amazing view. So this is another reason for coming all the way up here. And despite the amount of people up here, it was way quieter than the noise of the city down below. Monserrate has been a pilgrimage site for centuries. The church at the top dates back to the 1600s. And for generations, people have been coming up here for faith, for reflection, or simply for the experience. I get it. Sometimes we just need a little quiet in our lives. And if I lived in Bogota, I'd probably find myself coming up here every now and again. And you know, it's not just about the church and the view, it's about the energy up here. Luckily, we made it on this celebration day, because we could witness families, couples, and locals just hanging out. And Ellie and I felt like we were really part of something. On the way back down, we decided to take a different path, enjoyed some different views, took more pictures, and you'll probably be able to make it out from the video footage. But right across from Monserrate, you can actually see another mountain. That's Guadalupe. There's a statue of the Virgin Mary up there, so you've basically got two peaks, both overlooking Bogota. As we got back to the Teleférico station, it was actually busier than on the way up. And they really crammed us in there, like sardines. And back down at the base of the mountain, I was confused because we didn't see a line anymore. So was that it for the Teleférico? Was it closing for the rest of the day? From here, we could have taken a taxi back down to the city. But with the weather improving, Ellie and I decided to stroll back down. Not sure about Monday mornings, but I'm sure these street vendors are probably there during the weekends. And they were selling a bit of everything. We noticed various types of food, souvenirs like statues, and by contrast, we really felt the noise difference from up above Monserrate to walking the streets of Bogota again. And if you've been following our Bogota and Colombia series, you probably heard me talk about bringing layers. And this is why.
Layers. It's all about layers. Sun comes out, feels like 25 degrees. Sun goes away, feels like 15 degrees. So you need to bring yourself a pack and some water and some sunscreen and a raincoat and some food, because everyone's trying to sell you some food on the streets. So let's go find some place to sit. I'm ready. Let's go.
That wasn't the quiet Monday we were expecting, but totally worth it after all. With the amount of people up there, it felt very authentic and energizing. Plus, the views were out of this world. So yeah, we highly recommend that you visit Monserrate if ever you're spending a couple days in Bogota. And if this is your first time tuning in, then go ahead and give us a like. Subscribe because we have more of Colombia that we want to show you. Ciao, Discoverers.
So, this was the very first station that was made.